Have you ever woken up in the morning and felt like your energy just isn't what it used to be? Maybe you're noticing it takes a little longer to get moving, or you don't bounce back like you once did. Well, what if I told you that adding just a few simple habits to your daily routine could help you not only feel more vibrant, but actually add years to your life? Science says it's possible, and today we're going to talk about how. You see, getting older doesn't have to mean slowing down. In fact, research shows that the choices we make after 60 can have a huge impact on how we feel and how long we live. And the best part, these habits aren't about running marathons or eating nothing but kale. They're simple, doable changes that fit right into the life you're already living. So let's get started with the first habit that could help you thrive well into your 90s. Habit 1, keep your body moving every single day. Now I know what you might be thinking. Exercise, really? I've heard that 1,000 times. But stick with me. This isn't about grueling workouts or lifting weights. It's about finding small, joyful ways to stay active that work for you. Think about my friend Arthur. He's 78, and every morning, rain or shine, he takes a 20-minute walk around his neighborhood. Some days he'll stop to chat with a neighbor or watch the birds. Other days he'll throw on his favorite big band music and dance while he folds laundry. The key? He moves, and that's what counts. Science backs this up. Studies show that just 30 minutes of moderate activity a day, like brisk walking, gardening, or even dancing, can lower your risk of heart disease, keep your joints flexible, and even boost your mood. And here's the kicker. It doesn't have to happen all at once. 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, it all adds up. So what's your version of moving? Maybe it's a morning stretch routine, a post-dinner stroll, or even playing with your grandkids at the park. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Habit 2, feed your body like it's built to last. Now, let's talk about food, because what you put on your plate matters more than ever after 60. But this isn't about strict diets or counting calories. It's about giving your body the fuel it needs to stay strong and energized. Picture this, a plate full of color. Bright greens like spinach or broccoli, deep purples from berries, vibrant oranges from sweet potatoes or carrots. These foods are packed with antioxidants, vitamins, and fiber that fight inflammation, support your immune system, and keep your digestion running smoothly. And don't forget about protein. As we age, our bodies need a little extra help maintaining muscle mass. Think grilled chicken, fish, beans, or even a handful of nuts. Oh, and water. Let's not underestimate it. My neighbor Clara swears by her hydration station, a cheerful pitcher of water with lemon slices by her reading chair. She sips throughout the day, and it's made a world of difference in her energy levels. But here's the thing, food isn't just fuel, it's joy, it's connection. So if your favorite meal is a hearty stew or a slice of apple pie, enjoy it. The trick is balance. Add an extra vegetable to your plate, swap sugary snacks for fruit now and then, and savor every bite. Now, these first two habits, moving your body and nourishing it well, are like the foundation of a house. They set you up for everything else. But there's more to explore. In our next conversation, we'll talk about how staying connected to others and keeping your mind engaged play a huge role in living a long, fulfilling life. For now, start small. Take a walk around the block today, or add an extra veggie to your dinner. Remember, this isn't about overhauling your life overnight. It's about building habits that stick, one day at a time. I'll see you soon for the next part of our journey. Until then, here's to taking that first step. Literally and figuratively. You've got this. You know, there's something I've noticed about the folks I've met who've lived well into their 90s and beyond. It's not just about what they eat or how they move, though those things matter. It's about the spark in their eyes, that sense of curiosity, that warmth when they talk about their friends, their hobbies, or even their weekly card games. Today, we're going to talk about 2 more habits that keep that spark alive. Habits that science says are just as vital as diet and exercise. Let's dive in. Habit 3. Stay connected. Your heart needs people. Let me tell you about my Aunt Marjorie. She's 92, and every Tuesday, without fail, she hosts a soup and stories lunch at her house. It started with just a few neighbors, but now there's a waiting list. She says it's her secret to staying young, laughing, sharing memories, and listening to others. And guess what? She's onto something. Research shows that strong social connections can add years to your life. Loneliness, on the other hand, can be as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. But staying connected doesn't mean you need to throw parties or be the life of the crowd. It's about finding what feels good for you. Maybe it's a weekly phone call with an old friend, joining a gardening club, or even volunteering at the local library. And here's a tip. Don't underestimate the power of new connections. My friend Ed started taking watercolor classes at 75, not because he wanted to be Picasso, but because he wanted to meet people. Now, he's part of a group that paints together every Thursday. They've become like family. So whether it's rekindling old friendships or making new ones, your heart and your health will thank you. Habit 4. Challenge your mind. Keep that brain curious. Now let's talk about that marvelous organ between your ears. Just like muscles, your brain needs exercise to stay sharp. But here's the good news. Exercise doesn't mean cramming for a test or memorizing the dictionary. It's about staying curious. Take my neighbor, Helen, for example. At 82, she decided to learn Italian, not because she had to, but because she'd always dreamed of visiting Tuscany. She started with an app on her tablet, practicing for just 10 minutes a day. Fast forward a year, and she's chatting with her grandson's exchange student over espresso. Studies show that learning new skills, whether it's a language, a craft, or even how to use technology, strengthens neural pathways and can delay cognitive decline. But it doesn't have to be complicated. Something as simple as doing a crossword puzzle while you sip your morning coffee, reading a book that challenges your perspective, or even playing strategy games with your grandkids can make a difference. The key is to keep your brain engaged and curious. Think of it as a friendly nudge to your mind. Hey, we're not done growing yet. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but what if I've lost touch with people over the years? Or what if I've never been a learner? Here's the thing, it's never too late to start. My Aunt Marjorie didn't begin her lunch club until she was 85. Helen had never spoken a word of Italian before her 80s. The point isn't to be perfect, it's to take that first small step. Send a text to someone you miss. Try a free online class. Let yourself be a beginner again. Because here's the truth. Living a long, vibrant life isn't just about adding years. It's about adding life to those years. And that brings us to our final habit, one that ties all of this together in a way you might not expect. In our next conversation, we'll talk about the surprising role of purpose and joy in longevity and how to cultivate it no matter what life throws your way. Until then, why not reach out to someone you care about today? Or try something new just for the fun of it. Remember, every small choice is a step toward the vibrant, connected life you deserve. You know, when I think about the people I've met who've lived vibrant, joyful lives well into their 90s, there's one thing they all have in common. It's not just the walks they take or the veggies they eat, though those help. It's something deeper, a sense that every day matters, that they're here for a reason. Today we're going to talk about the final habit, the secret ingredient that ties all the others together. Let's get right to it. Habit 5. Cultivate purpose. Your why matters more than ever. Let me tell you about my friend Rosa. At 68, she retired from her job as a teacher and suddenly felt adrift. She missed her students, the routine, that feeling of making a difference. Then one day, her granddaughter asked her to help tutor a friend who was struggling with reading. Fast forward 5 years, and Rosa now volunteers twice a week at a community center, teaching adults to read. She says it's given her a reason to jump out of bed in the morning. "I'm not just alive," she told me, "I'm living." Science calls this the purpose effect. Studies show that people with a strong sense of purpose have lower risks of heart disease, better immune function, and even live longer. But purpose doesn't have to mean grand gestures or changing the world. It could be as simple as tending a garden that brings beauty to your neighborhood, passing down family recipes to your grandkids, or being the person who always remembers a birthday. It's about finding what makes you feel needed, valued, and excited to greet the day. So how do you start? Ask yourself, what lights me up? What could I do today that would make tomorrow feel worthwhile? Maybe it's reconnecting with an old passion, like painting or woodworking, or maybe it's something new, mentoring a young person, fostering rescue pets, or writing letters to soldiers overseas. The key is to listen to that quiet voice inside that says, "This matters." Now, I want to pause here for a moment, because I know life isn't always sunshine and rainbows. Maybe you've lost someone dear, or health challenges have made it harder to see the purpose in things. If that's where you are, I want you to hear this. Your presence alone is a gift. Just showing up for yourself, for others, is enough. Sometimes purpose isn't about doing more, but about being fully present in the small moments. Savoring a cup of tea, sharing a story, or even sitting quietly with a loved one. Those moments count. They matter. Bringing it all together. Your recipe for a long, vibrant life. Let's take a step back. Over these conversations, we've talked about moving your body, nourishing it with good food, staying connected to others, challenging your mind, and nurturing your sense of purpose. These habits aren't a checklist, they're pieces of a puzzle that fit together uniquely for you. Maybe dancing in your kitchen is your movement and your joy. Maybe cooking a meal for friends combines nourishment and connection. That's the beauty of it. And remember, none of this is about being perfect. Miss a walk, forgot to call a friend, that's okay. What matters is that you keep showing up, keep trying, keep finding little ways to care for yourself and others. Science might give us the roadmap, but you're the one behind the wheel, and you get to decide the pace, the detours, and the scenic routes. So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Getting older is a privilege, but living well is a choice. And it's a choice you can start making today, right where you are. Why not take a small step this week? Try one new recipe. Call someone who makes you laugh, or spend 10 minutes writing down what gives your life meaning. And I'd love to hear from you. What's one habit you're excited to try? Or maybe you've already found your spark and want to share it. Drop a comment below. Your story might inspire someone else to take that first step. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. We're here to share more tips, stories, and inspiration to help you live your best life at any age. Until next time, remember, every day is a new page. Write a story that makes you proud. Here's to thriving, not just surviving, all the way to 90 and beyond.